All right, man, here we go. We are going to try and get through this before the migraine fully takes over. Welcome back to the channel. Thank you so much for being here. Truly appreciate all of your support. Hope you all having a fantastic day. A better one than mine. Shout out to the 19. Quick favor, like, comment, subscribe. You all know the drill. Now, if you have been one of those intelligent people who, outside of watching games, really only pays attention to the WNBA via your favorite YouTubers, such as hopefully myself. Well, I'm guessing if you're watching this, I'd be included. Rhodes at Black and White Sports 2, Ben Danielson. You know the reference, right? Ben Daniel podcast, Benham, Rudy, whomever it might be. You might have been lucky enough to avoid the nonsense. What is the nonsense? Hey, let me take you back. Let's go back, way, way back, or what seems like way, way back. 2024, Caitlin Clark comes into the WNBA, completely wrecks it. Really, probably should have been, I'm going to say it, MVP. But all we heard all season long was the propping up of the fraud, Angel Reese, right? Remember, they actually tried to make it seem like Angel Reese was the front runner for Rookie of the Year. It was always, always, always Caitlin Clark and Angel Reese. Caitlin Clark and Angel Reese over and over and over again. And now they've decided to shift gears because they're putting their faith in Olivia Miles. Olivia Miles has become the new, improved, and better Caitlin Clark. I know maybe Paige's taking a backseat because of her play. Maybe she's taking a backseat because of the gambling stuff and the disaster in terms of the marketing and face stuff with Paige Beckers at the All-Star Weekend festivities. But they are full in on Olivia Miles. Caitlin Clark, Olivia Miles, both Player of the Week last week. Caitlin Clark got it for, I believe, a fourth time this season, which leads it. Now, before we get into this, though, I want to play you a little clip, okay, talking about Olivia Miles. This is wild, wild stuff. We've got to dig into this because this is they're starting to build momentum with this narrative. All right, man, here we go, I think. Wow. 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 Did I mention wow? Okay, well let's I mean, he said that with some confidence, my friends. He said that with his full chest and his misshapen head. I'm starting to understand why there might be some issues with the brain power in. I'm sorry. I could that's terrible. I shouldn't do that. My man went all in like it is a done deal. Let's start with a little bit of history, shall we? Let's look at the situations first before we get into the reality of the seasons they are having. Let's look at the situation. Caitlin Clark, and I know a lot of people are like, oh well, they had the number one pick the year before, and they got Aaliyah Boston. Oh. Have y'all looked at that draft? Like Aaliyah Boston was pretty much the only person in the draft. And what did Aaliyah Boston do when she got there? Right, with teamed up with Kelsey Mitchell, they went 13-27. The years before that, I mean, a typical season with, and I'm not knocking Kelsey because, like I said, Indiana Fever organization has been a disaster. But they were winning 6 games, 5 games, 8 games. With Aaliyah and Kelsey, 13 games. Caitlin Clark came into one of the worst situations in the WNBA, a dysfunctional, disastrous Fever organization that had not won anything. I mean, they weren't even a competitive team for the past decade. This was a losing organization. It was a disaster of a roster that needed insanely major rebuilding. And of course, we don't even have to get into what the coaching situation was with Christy Sides, although she's looking better and better now that we have to deal with Coach Stephanie White. I'm sorry, Coach, not Coke, Coach, note to self, Stephanie White. Yeah, Olivia Miles came into, as much as I can't stand her, a situation with arguably the best, if not one of the best two or three coaches in the WNBA to a fantastic franchise that had the best record in the WNBA the previous season. Y'all seem to forget that. And I know Nafisa Collier was out, but we're still talking about a great organization with one of the best coaches in the league, an established contender, a winning culture, a fantastic head coach. As much as I think she's a low life as a human being, a fantastic head coach at the helm, and that context absolutely matters. One player was asked to, hey, can you put this entire franchise? Because by the way, we're going to keep making mistakes, put this entire franchise on your shoulder and carry us to prosperity, carry us to victory. The other brought in as a piece to a winning franchise and a winning culture with a coach who knows what she's doing. It is actually insane to compare their early results, and yet Caitlin Clark still has the edge. Now let's just look at these numbers, just to give you an idea for player of the week. Player of the week, points per game. Caitlin Clark, 25.7. Olivia Miles, 18. Assists per game. Caitlin Clark, 9.7, despite the 87 missed layups and drop passes. Olivia Miles, 7.5. Olivia did get the slight edge in the rebound, 4.5 to 3.3. Field goal percentage. Caitlin Clark even has the edge there, which is insane because guess what? Nobody guards Olivia Miles. And if I get the time and the opportunity to break down some film, you'll see exactly what I mean. Olivia Miles has it easy. Those few rare instances where she actually is guarded, she falls apart. She's had some disastrous games this season. And I'm not even getting into, let me see real quick, because I think I have the numbers here. Let me just double check for you, folks. Yeah, sorry, I'm doing a little scrolling. I thought I had this ready to go. Asia Wilson, I believe this is, yeah, this week. 24.3 points per game, 8.7 rebounds per game, 2.3 steals per game, 2.3 blocks per game, 53.2% field goal percentage. That was this week. So think about those numbers. I'll give them to you one more time. 24.3 points, 8.7 rebounds, 2.3 steals, 2.3 blocks. And yet, somehow, Olivia Miles got player of the week instead of Asia Wilson at the same time. Because, see, Olivia Miles would mean more to people right now because Asia Wilson already has all these MVPs. Olivia Miles is a point guard. Olivia Miles is a rookie. It would mean a lot more to the old guard WNBA that with their estrogen fueled narrative. Sorry, ladies, but I'm just giving the WNBA a hard time. Not all of you women, actually. The WNBA women who don't know what a woman is, right? Obviously, these women are a separate protected species. They would love so much more than to give Asia Wilson another MVP to give it to rookie point guard Olivia Miles, despite the fact that Caitlin Clark has had a far, far, far superior season. And you're seeing that narrative pick up just as people are talking about Olivia Miles for MVP. She gets player of the week, despite the fact that the clear winner should have been Asia Wilson. So buckle up. Buckle up these last couple of weeks. We're going to hear more and more and more about how Olivia Miles is MVP. And at the very least, they're going to get her to push Caitlin Clark off all WNBA first team because Indiana Fever is doing nothing to push the Caitlin Clark for MVP narrative, doing nothing to even push the Caitlin Clark for all WNBA first team narrative. But Olivia Miles is going to get that push, not just from the links, but from the entire WNBA ecosystem, including the media. Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. Like, comment, subscribe. Y'all know the drill, man. I'm going to go pray that this migraine goes away, and I will talk to y'all later.